What's up, guys? Before I start the video, I would like to talk about the comments that I have been receiving. First of all, I don't really care what you say because I read every single one of them, and some of them are hate. Those I respond to with my own personal hate, which is personally what I like to do. But I've been getting comments saying that I've been making really bad predictions, and then you give me your own prediction, and then I read it, and it just makes zero sense to me. So, if you disagree with me, please let me know in the description and leave your own record predictions and give me a valid reason why, and I'll consider changing my mind. So, let's get to the video. The question of the year is, will the Kansas City Chiefs go undefeated? This is probable for many reasons, including that they have one of the most unstoppable offenses I've ever seen in my life. They are down by 20, 10, 24 points in the playoffs and won every single game, scored 4 touchdowns in one quarter. Now, if you don't like the Chiefs, then you can't call them trash. You gotta admit it. I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I can't deny that this is one of the best offensive teams I've ever seen in my life. Now, on the other side of the ball, the defense. If their defense was a lot better, 16-0 could be very probable. And recently, it looks like their defense has been getting better. With the addition of Tyrann Mathieu last season, and obviously making an impact on that Kansas City defense. And they just shut out teams after, like all those playoff games. They didn't let any team score after that offense was going crazy because of the hype. They just are an unstoppable team. So, today, I'm going to be going over the Chiefs' schedule and predicting if they will go 16-0. And I'm going to go beyond. And we're going to predict if they're going to win the Super Bowl, meaning a 19-0 perfect record, never done before, besides the 16-0 Miami Dolphins, but that was not 19-0. So, let's start in the AFC West, that is currently the Chiefs division. So, it's been a couple of years since... Actually, no, it hasn't, sorry. But it's been a while since the Chiefs have been swept by their division, team in their division, or even lost to a team in their division. The last loss they've had against a division team was the Los Angeles Chargers 2 seasons ago, and that was literally that. That was it. So their record against their division is really, really good. It's usually 6-0 most of the years. So without a doubt, I believe the AFC West, the Chargers are going to be really bad. And none of those teams in that division, the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos, are going to be able to compete with the Chiefs on that kind of level. So easily, I believe the Chiefs will win their division 6-0. So that is a 6-0 record. Now, let's go to their out-of-division games. So, I'm going to leave the best for last, but I'm going to start with the Baltimore Ravens. So, this game is in Baltimore, and I believe this is going to be the toughest game of the season for them. I say this because Baltimore did go 14-2, and they do have the talent to beat Kansas City. But in the past 2 years, Baltimore has gone to Kansas City with Lamar Jackson and lost both games because Kansas City always has that great fourth quarter comeback. And I believe the Chiefs can win this game. And I'm going to pick them to win this game. So I think the Chiefs will win the game at Baltimore. That'll be their first out-of-division win. Next, they play at Buffalo. I believe this will also be a pretty difficult away game. The just because I believe Buffalo is going to be really good this year and win the division. But as I've shown in my Bills video, I believe the Kansas City Chiefs will go to Buffalo. And even if the Bills are going to be really good, I think Kansas City is probably going to be favored to win that game anyway because their offense is just too dominant. But if there's any game of the season, I think Kansas City is going to lose. It's either Baltimore or Buffalo. So that's good. So that's going to be 8-0 right there. Next, they play the New England Patriots. But unlike the last couple of years, this game is a home game. And they don't have Tom Brady anymore. I believe the Patriots are going to get smoked in this game. There's no competition. Easy win for them. 9-0. So the next team they play is the New York Jets. The Jets are obviously one of the worst teams in the league and definitely have no chance of winning in Kansas City. That's an easy win, 10-0. Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons at Kansas City. So Atlanta could be either good or bad next season. But I don't think they're going to be good. Just because why will they? Like Todd Gurley, they got him. But there's a reason why they got him, because the Rams didn't want him, because he can't run the ball anymore because of his injuries. He was a beast, but he's injured. There's no chance that anyone's beating the Chiefs in Kansas City. It's another win. Next, they play the Carolina Panthers at home. Like I said before, this is going to be just like the Falcons game. Easy win for Kansas City. 20-30 point win in my opinion. No competition there. So next, one of their last home games of the season is against the Houston Texans. And man, oh man, we've seen this in the past. The Texans have beaten the Chiefs at Kansas City last season, and then choked. Like, I've never seen a bigger choke in my life. 24-point lead or something. Choked playoff game, divisional round. Would have went to host the AFC Championship game and just got absolutely dunked on. So there's no doubt in my mind the Kansas City Chiefs will win this game because they just countered the Texans now. Like, Houston did lose Hopkins. That team has just gotten worse. I don't know, like, something wrong with it. So Kansas City is gonna win this game. So the last three of these are away games, and two of these away games are going to be difficult, in my opinion. So they do play at Miami, and I don't think Miami's going to be a superstar team, but I think they'll be a little bit better than they were last season. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami literally shocked the world and won this game, but I would at the same time. So I'm going to give Kansas City the win. Should be easy. And yeah, there's another W. So now, these two games, they're going to be good ones. We have Kansas City at the New Orleans Saints. And we have Kansas City at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So definitely, I'm going to start with the Buccaneers. Definitely the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this game. Pat Mahomes outcompetes Tom Brady. The past shows it. The Chiefs always beat Tom Brady. There's going to be no difference here. And Tampa Bay is not evolved as New England. Their defense isn't. So there's no way that Kansas City should be stopped offensively. And if you can't stop them, then you're not going to beat them. So that's it. That is the second last home game. And the game of the year. Actually, maybe not, but it's going to be the AFC-NFC matchup of the year, in my opinion. Two teams that could easily be in the Super Bowl. Kansas City versus New Orleans. And this game is in New Orleans. And this is where Kansas City is going to win this game. So we've seen it before where the 49ers go into New Orleans and they beat the Saints. That was a very high-scoring game. And I believe the Saints will probably represent the NFC in the Super Bowl next season because they got the power. But this is going to be one of the best games of the season, in my opinion. I believe Kansas City, this is going to be a shootout, like 45-48. And I think Kansas City is just going to ball out. There's no one stopping them. I don't think the Saints' defense is great enough to stop the Kansas City Chiefs because we've seen that the 49ers beat the Saints and the Chiefs beat the 49ers. The transitive property proves the Kansas City Chiefs should win this game. Now, looking at the schedule, you may believe they'll go 16-0, but the actual probability of that happening is probably slim because there is always that game where a team doesn't perform to their ability. There's always that choke game of the season. And even if the Chiefs don't have that choke game, they do have hard competition away at New Orleans, at Baltimore, at Buffalo. And any of those games could go either way. But the Kansas City Chiefs will go 16-0. Now, before I go into playoff talk, you're probably wondering why Kansas City would play the last game of the season if they're going to be 15-0. So, I don't know why they would. But one theory is that if they're 15-0 and most likely play a division rival that's trash last game of the season, why wouldn't they try to win that game and get a historic 16-0 record? And even if I'm 100% guaranteeing that this game is gonna be a division game. Like, it's always division game last week of the season. So, even if they do not start Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, I still believe they'll probably win that game, even without their starters. Their backup QB won a couple games when Pat Mahomes was injured, no problem. And they do have some pretty good offensive talents that are backups, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. And I don't know, it's probably going to be in Kansas City too. So, we'll see. Now, let's extend this. Will they win the Super Bowl? They will get that first seed. And I have literally no idea what team is going to get the second seed in the AFC. And even if that team in the AFC gets the second seed, they're going to have to play during Wild Card Weekend, which is one of the dumbest things the league introduced. So they'll probably get that first seed, host every game in Kansas City in the playoffs, and most likely win all of those games just because they're all at home. And once the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again back-to-back years, there is no doubt in my mind that they're going to lose that game. They should win the Super Bowl next season. How are you going to stop that? A dude who can score 54 points in 3 quarters, like what? Alright, so this team is incredible, in my opinion. 16-0, 19-0, very great probability. But if I were to say if they're going to lose any games, it would be at Baltimore and it would be at New Orleans. So 14-2 is probably what they're going to end up with. But let's just be optimistic. Let's exaggerate their 16-0 record. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Subscribe.